help. I just walked to my apartment. My fiance's on the floor with blood everywhere.
What is the address?
But please come help.
So that was a 911 call 12 years ago. This after a man found his then fiancé dead in her apartment in Philadelphia. She had 20 stab wounds in the upper body. She had a large laceration to the back of her head and multiple bruises. Despite all this, her death was ruled as suicide after the medical examiner switched it from a homicide with no explanation. Nancy Grace, host of Crime Stories on Fox Nation, with us here. Nancy, good morning to you. This is morning television. I want to caution our viewers. We're going to show an image here from it's a recreation of the stabbing. It's brutal. Just want to leave it up for a couple seconds here. But I don't know how you do this, Nancy, if you're trying to inflict pain on yourself. You've studied the case. What do you think of it now?
After literally decades of studying the methods and assessment of homicide and suicide, this is no suicide. On extrinsic matters alone, there's no way Ellen Greenberg would have murdered herself, committed suicide, much less in this manner. She had just sent out the save the dates for her wedding. She was thrilled about it. She had just come home from an early release day during a blizzard. She's a school teacher, called all the students' families to make sure the children got home, was in the middle of making lunch, and suddenly decided, oh, I'm going to kill myself. Aside from the extrinsic evidence, one of those wounds is post-mortem, according to the experts. In other words, her heart was not beating at the time, one of the wounds to the back. There were at least 20 wounds, some of them overlapping. There may have been more. Stab wounds to the back and the back of the neck. Impossible for this to be suicide. As you correctly stated, at first the medical examiner ruled it a homicide, but then upon meeting with cops and prosecutors, suddenly decided, oh, I was wrong. It's a suicide. It's total BS.
And so what's happening now? Because I understand the Philadelphia mayor is under some scrutiny. There's a demand that the city reopen and reinvestigate this case, but they are resisting that. Why?
Well, it's all political, and I hate to think of what her parents have gone through in this horrible nightmare, just trying to get justice for their daughter. As it turns out, there are allegations that the fiancé, who had come home and had left the apartment for about 45 minutes to go work out downstairs, then comes back upstairs and, whoa, Ellen's dead. Turns out his family, according to allegations, are donors to the then Attorney General, Josh Shapiro. That's a conflict of interest, a huge conflict of interest. And in the last days, the Attorney General's office has agreed that there is the appearance of a conflict. And now there are demands that the Philadelphia mayor reopen this case and get justice. Will they do it, or will the mayor also cave to political pressure?
Yeah, you mentioned the fiancé. I don't know this answer. Was he ever questioned, Nancy?
He was questioned. He was questioned. He's now married and living a happy life, while Ellen's parents are in hell. Several items were taken from the apartment, like her laptop and other items. Before police could get there, all of that was missing. The parents couldn't find that. There are just too many circumstances surrounding this case indicating this is no suicide. And it breaks my heart to see the people you should trust the most refuse to reopen the case. And I also think there needs to be an independent medical examiner's office involved so we get a clear picture of what happened to Ellen.
Nancy, we reached out to the city of Philadelphia. We have not heard back. And I'm wondering if for people watching this who might either maybe never knew her, but watch this and think this is wrong, what can they do? Is there anyone to pressure to try to reopen this?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I have this for you. The number for the AG is 215-686-2181. And there are nearly 200,000 signatures on a petition, Justice for Ellen Ray Greenberg, that you can sign. I have. And it's a crying shame when the voice of us, the voters, go unheard, because that's what's happening right now. I just got off the phone with Ellen's parents, and they wake up every morning in this hellish nightmare trying to clear their daughter's name and literally fighting against prosecutors and law enforcement that should be helping them.
Yeah. She said the big question is why Josh Shapiro, who's now the governor, the mayor Kenny, Chester County, and the courts are so radio silent. That continues to this day. Nancy, maybe you can put some attention on this. All right?
Can I tell you one more thing? I know you're rushing to the next headline.
Go ahead.
It turns out that the fiance's family went to high school with the then Attorney General. They go way back.
Yeah. Nancy, we'll try and get some answers. Thanks for coming on.
It's good to have Nancy on your side.
Yeah.
Tell you what, thank you so much.